Hello, welcome to another VOD review. Today we're going to be looking at Skifter, who is a Gold 4 mid lane main playing on the NA server. He sent me a note asking to give advice on power spikes, roaming, and he's also asking more about like vision, where to put down wards and how we can, fit in a vision ward in his inventory slots. The first note that I want to say is that usually what you're asking is something that you don't need to learn quite yet. What you need to learn is more about the fundamentals of the game when you're Gold 4. But I'm also looking at your account, and it does say that you have a very good win rate on almost all of your champions. The one that doesn't really have that good win rate is your Orianna and your Ryze, so I'd suggest that you just drop them entirely until you learn them in normals. Just keep spamming Ekko because you have a 57% win ratio over 37 games, which is it's good. But yeah, once again, you don't have to roam. I think that focus more on your laning phase, and how you can snowball the lane and from that win the game, right? I think that is all you need to focus on. But I will also check, of course, in the game, because it depends a lot on what you need to improve at. And when it comes to vision, I have a thumb rule that every time I back, I always buy a pink ward, no matter what. Even if you have one in your inventory, you buy another one, right? You always want to prioritize pink wards. Let's say that you recall and let's say you finish a death cap, and then you want to start going for your next item, which might be I don't know, maybe you go for a revolver, I don't really know. But you buy one amplifying tome only. Honestly, I'd rather have like 2 pink wards over the amplifying tome, right? Same thing if you're AD carry. Instead of buying an extra dagger or a longsword, you buy 2 extra pink wards instead and set up for Baron instead. Because vision is everything, especially in solo queue. Because if you have vision on the enemy team, it just means that you're gonna make more safe and better plays. Those are the 2 advices that I can give you immediately, but we're gonna jump into the game. Let's see, you have Kleptomancy. I'm not sure you play. Do you play Kleptomancy with Ekko? Or is it just something that you're playing with? I mean, the pros plays with Electrocute, and I have to agree with them, especially in a lane like Anivia. Anivia is super squishy early on, and I do think you can really dominate this lane, especially with Electrocute. I can also see that they have a jungle Syra. It's like the power of Ekko is that he can push lane with like 2 or 3 Qs early on. Once he hits level 2, you can just go into the enemy jungle and find her. Because I believe I mean, I don't really play against jungle Syra that often, but Syra is one of the squishiest champions in the game, and until she has items, she can't really do anything, right? All she can do is, if she's in lane, she can poke, but when she's in the jungle, she doesn't really have the damage to fight you, so if you can just get a good push in, especially versus Anivia, who has terrible pushing power early on, you can make some plays happen early on, right? So, but with Kleptomancy, a lot of that power is kind of gone, right? So the first suggestion that I have to play Electrocute, and your game plan is probably just push in Anivia, make her lose CS, and you want to roam into the enemy jungle and try to fight Syra. Those are the 2, like, those are the things that I would do if I were you in this situation as Ekko. But yeah, you should drop Kleptomancy, to be fair. You have no, I like that. Yeah. Never mind. I was gonna comment on your items. I would probably maybe go for I would probably maybe just go for Doran Shield in this lane. But I want to point a small trick that you can do as Ekko, and I suggest that you do this in practice tool. But there's a guy called Midbeast, and he explains this really well. I will link his video to you in the comments on league coaching. But essentially, what you can do as Ekko is you push in the first wave. You do that really easily, with like 2, maybe 3 Qs. And what you do is you just go onto the enemy Wraith camp, and what you can do is you can steal like 1 or 2 small minions from him. With Ekko, that is super easy because you have increased damage, I believe. Is it 200% damage to... I've forgotten now, but you do take the small ones here, the small chickens, really easily, and it's gonna hurt the enemy Syra's jungle pathing so much, but it will make you level 2 from one wave, and you can really punish Anivia from this. So I will link the video to you, but it's just a very small trick that you can do here that will put you at a great advantage. I mean, you could have probably dodged that Q, but I'm not gonna be too hard on you. That Q doesn't really do anything for the laning phase. Good. No. No. Remember what I talked about, like, you wanna try to fight Syra here. If you have Electrocute as Ekko, and you're going up against a jungler that is really weak, like the Syra, maybe a Mumu is another example that's pretty weak early on. Maybe Fiddlesticks. Yeah, I think Fiddlesticks is also... Because if he's level 2 when he's coming to his red, you can still fight him, because if he doesn't have his fear, it's just a free kill or you will burn his flash. Like, when you're playing Ekko, who has such immense pushing power, you can really, really wreak havoc in the enemy forest, right? Because you just push in the wave, you go into the enemy jungle, find the jungler, you fight him, you might get first blood, like, but you will probably get a flash, right? So once again, because of the pushing power that Ekko has and the early fighting power that he has, try to fight the Syra in the enemy jungle. And once again, if you're up against a weak jungler like a Moom or similar, you can still do this. I mean, Anivia can't really answer to you pushing here. You are getting really low, and I don't know from what. I think you've gotten hit like by every single Q from Anivia here. Here you are at a decent HP, let's see what happens, right? You know what, she actually played that pretty well. I'm gonna show you what she does. So what she's doing here, she's doing something called a trading stance. Look at this. So you Q, you take that. Now, you're being very obvious that you're gonna go for that CS. So what Anivia does is she puts her into a trading stance. And what that means is that she stands relatively close to a minion that is about to die, that you're gonna last it. And when you go for the auto attack, she tries to go for the trade, because that means that you can't really answer back. So look here. You go for the CS, and immediately as you go for the auto attack, she Qs you. This is very well played by Anivia. I'm actually pretty impressed by that. But you need to understand this. You need to understand that in a range versus melee matchup, you might have to concede some CS to dodge some harass, right? I mean, right there, you could have baited out the auto attack and you could have E'd to dodge it, or you could have just done an ordinary dodge, to be honest. But you need to realize that it's gonna be hard for you to trade back unless you get a freeze in on the opponent, right? If she steps up, then you have the opportunity to go for it. And then I don't know what you're doing here. It's like that Q is it's also very obvious from the Anivia. But let's keep watching. I mean, the ward that you place here is pretty good, but I don't understand why you're afraid of a jungle Syra. You should just be fighting her constantly, to be fair. So you get a freeze in. You should pop your potion. I don't know. You have you have your parallel convergence. What you can do is, like, she's not gonna push too hard. What you can do is you can actually just go into the like the bottom side river, and pretend that you're warding, and then you just throw out your W, and you might get a good trade-off. If she's smart, she's gonna realize that, okay, he could W me here, so she can't really trade back at all, I would say. You're very passive. I mean, wait, did she Q? I didn't really see. Let's see again. She Qs, she misses. Like here, this is the time for you to go all in. No need to be afraid now. She has nothing to cancel your jump. All she has is the wall, right? But that is fine. I'm gonna link the mid piece with this video too, because I don't know if you know the animation cancel that you can do with your E and Q. Essentially what you do is you press E and then immediately press Q, because it actually animation cancels your Q, so you instantly get the Q off. And by doing so you slow them, you get a very easy passive proc, you chase them down, and it's essentially half HP gone in the early game. So I mean, it's a very efficient trade. And when she misses Q like this, I mean, that's the go button, right? That is the go signal. Yeah, I mean, I don't think your problem is power spikes or roaming. You need to focus on the laning phase, because you're doing a lot of mistakes here. You're winning in CS but by not that much. Here we go. This all-in should have happened a lot earlier. You see how strong you are? I mean, that is just free. Keep auto-attacking. Good. Good shit. Why didn't this happen earlier? You could have done this when she missed the Q before. Good. Push up. Recall. TP back. Oh, never mind. Yeah, good. You're saving the teleport. I thought the wave would bounce, but it didn't bounce, so it was fine. Yeah, good. Here, I would also freeze the wave here, because if she steps too far up, you can go for an all-in. She doesn't have egg. I would just... When she doesn't have egg like this, you can just do the W fake, right? You go into fog, and she has to respect that, right? She has to back off a little bit, or she's gonna get hit by it, so to say. So do the W fake, because if you do, you can get a pretty easy trade-off. Playing Ekko is all about making your opponents do mistakes, and capitalize on them. And in gold, that is really easy. Huh. Wait, let's go back here. Alright, so you help him. Yeah, I have nothing to say about that. That was really good. Can you take that as well? Really good. Let's go and push the wave. No, what are you doing? No. No. Why? What are you doing? No. Oh, this is so dumb. I mean, yeah, you have the oracles, but you don't really check the bushes for wards. I mean, that is so dumb. No, 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 no. You're so far ahead right now. You got a double kill, you killed the enemy mid laner. Right here, when you get the kill, you go mid, you push up the wave. That is all there is, to be honest. You go mid and you push up the wave, and you recall. You do not chase him here. I don't even know if you have kill pressure on him, because it's a Sion. He is so tanky. He has his W up, he has a lot of CC to stop you. It's true, you can go all in and you can ult back, but that's just a waste of time. Why would you do that? You should just go back to mid and push the wave in and, you know, capitalize that you're ahead. This roam is not gonna get you anything, because you're not checking for wards. And even if you were checking for wards, it's like... Yeah, I don't know. You should have just gone mid and pushed up the wave. True, you did get some CS, but I just think that the roam is really bad. Yep. Yeah, you push up the wave, this is good, you're controlling the lane. I would not go for that E, because if you don't have Q up, you can't go for any follow-up damage and she gets a better trade-off. When you have ult, you do want to trade aggressively. That's true, but not if your Q is down, on cooldown. Yep, you Okay, so in this situation, you're actually really far ahead, and your opponent has to respect your damage so much. And now she's So this is actually a good opportunity for you to either fake a roam or do a roam, so to say. A fake roam is essentially just going into a bush where you know they don't have vision. And what that will make it is that the enemy mid laner will panic and he's going like, oh shit, the Ekko is roaming, right? And the bot lane is gonna just back off. But in reality, you're just standing here. And just by going into Fog of War, it's gonna put so much pressure on the map because they don't know where you're gonna go. And then you show up back in mid. You might even W to try and get a good trade off because she thinks you're roaming, but in reality you're not. That's one thing you can do, or you go to an overextended lane. Like top lane is pretty overextended, but it's a science. So it's very difficult to gank, but it depends. Let's see what happens next. You could maybe dive this, but I think she has egg. She has egg, and you should check this. I think you might want to go for an all-in here, but this is bad because she has egg. Here, go top lane, because she is standing on wards and you're really strong. Even though you're pretty low, you can still jump out of there. And I believe... no, you don't have it yet. But in 15 seconds you will have a stopwatch, so it's fine. You should just go up here, because the Rams actually pinged him. You should move immediately here. Have a little bit better map awareness. But you do actually... okay, you did actually find Anivia instead. Was that just a bad play from her, or did you... let's see here. Okay, so she moves. Okay, that is so bad by her. A sane player would not have done that. A sane player would not have done that. What? What? Use your ults. You use it too late. Yeah. I think you used your ult too late, and I think you might have missed an auto attack. I think that would have just been a kill, to be honest. I think the best play right there would have been to roam on the Zyra, because the Rammus was actually ready, so she stepped on so many wards and you should have been ready to move, I think. I think that would have been the best play and not go for the Anivia, because what she did was just bad, so to say. Your ult is up again. Did you see the Zyra there? I don't think you did. But this is what I'm talking about. You don't have a pink ward on you. And you need to have a pink ward. I don't know if you got a perfect back off, but you should always bring a pink ward with you into lane. And this roam is bad because, I mean, you're stepping on the Skull Crab. They know that you're coming. I think you want to dive. This is just unnecessary. You're wasting time. They are never... now you room. And that's just bad. That's just bad. Because... I mean, the fight does actually look pretty scary for them, but look at this. Okay, so you step over the Scuttle Crab. They know you're here, and then you go into the pink ward. So they know that you're here. This... and when they know this, and then you... I mean... and then you go into the enemy jungle. I mean, they know you're here. So it's like... they have time to set up for the counter initiate. I think you just need to go back to mid lane. You cleared out their vision. You can just go mid, push up the wave, and then you can look for a new roam instead when they don't have vision. Or do a fake roam or whatever, but this is just bad. I mean, the fight does actually look pretty good for you. It does look pretty decent here. Because Rammus does a shit ton of damage to them, and Yana gets a good heal off, but overall, then the Sion just comes because... Oh wait. Yeah. And then the Sion just comes and cleans up, so... That's just bad roam, to be fair. The best roams are when they don't have any vision or they're so weak so they can't handle the dive, right? Okay, TP, that's good. So yeah, I think do a lot more fake roams. Like, push up the minion wave and fake that you're gonna go bot lane, for example, by standing in the side bush, and then you go back mid, you push up another wave, maybe do another fake roam, you go back mid, push another wave. The siege minion wave comes, and then you actually do run bot lane, if they're overextending, right? Oh, you do actually get the dragon, that's good. Go mid here and just push. Caitlyn doesn't have any summoners, so you can push this and go bot lane, I would say. Because you should know that Caitlyn doesn't have summoners, so what you can do is you can just go bot lane. Ekko is really good at diving towers, and I mean, if you just look bot lane, you should know that Soraka is in close and she doesn't have any summoners. It doesn't matter if they have vision on you here, because you can force her off the tower and you can go for first blood tower. So here I would actually just go to the bottom lane. Like, immediately as you push up the wave, look at this. So here you, like... Let's look bot lane. Okay, so the minion wave hits. You see Caitlyn, Soraka is in close. She could be standing in this bush. You don't know that, but... Let's assume that she is not close. Maybe you even have vision. No, you don't. Okay. So here you just want to ping your bot lane, like, okay, I'm gonna push up mid and I'm gonna come bot lane immediately. And then you run bot lane, it might take like 15 seconds to come down. And with your ults, and with Janna, this is a free dive. Easily. And if they see that you're coming, you're gonna force Caitlyn off the tower. You would have been bot lane around here. Around here you would have been bot lane. It would have been so good if you just went bot lane here, I think. I think you want to back, yeah. Just push this wave and recall. Sell your broken stopwatch and get a pink ward. Wow, your item build is really weird because like the main build is like the core item of Ekko is Proto Belt and you don't have that. And you have Kleptomancy. You need to. I'm gonna link your probuilds.net. Go there, look at what the pros are playing, and just copy it. Don't try to come up with any funky builds yourself. Play what the pros are playing because that is working, and you know that because pros are playing it, right? So just play what the pros are playing, and you're gonna thank me later. Alright, botlane gets a good double kill. Rammus does a good gank. This should be a kill. Good. Oh wait, that was clean. So you get the kill on that guy, and then you get a good ult here. Oh, that's clean. Okay, that Q was not very clean, but it's fine. It was almost clean, my dude. It was almost good. But yeah, that was good. Just push up and you should pressure tower with Rammus. I think you're pinging him, so that's good. Yeah. Good. Push up the wave and recall. Buy items. Dragon is not up. Ah, you're staying. I mean, no. The reason you want to recall there is because your jungler is recalling and your support is recalling. Let's see how much gold you have actually. Oh shit. X, I think, yeah. You're sitting on 1200 gold, which should be enough to finish your Lich Bane, right? I think so, yeah. So just recall, because even if you tried to go for a bot lane gank, there is really no one that can support you in that situation. And if they play correctly, they can counter your gank pretty easily with if they have wards on you. So there's absolutely no reason to stay, because you don't really have pressure when the rest of your team is recalling, so you might as well recall and finish an item instead. Caitlyn is dumb, so that works, but the best play right there is just to recall. And then you overstay. Yeah, the best call there is just to recall and get items. Oh, wait, you buy Twin Shadows as well? Not sure about that, man. I mean, you're going a build on Ekko. True, you have a lot of cat potential, because you do have a shit ton of wards, and you can just do the Twin Shadows to catch someone, but the thing about Ekko is that you want to have as much ability power as possible, so you can jump in and try to get one shot, and then you jump out back in. Sorry, I can't speak. Then you get the one shot, and then you just jump out with your ultimate. Or you jump in, you deal a shit ton of damage, and then you Zanyas, for example, and then you ult and deal a lot of AoE damage as well. But the goal of Ekko is just to try and get a one shot off, all in all. And with that build, you're not gonna do that, I think. No, I don't like the build at all. Once again, just copy what the pros are doing. So now we need to ask ourselves, what is the goal right now? What is your goal? What is the next objective? So, a thumb rule is to always try to break the outer turrets. So this tower is pretty easy to take. But the dragon is also spawning, which is a wind dragon though. So, let's say that this would have been a fire or a mountain dragon instead. Then you might want to stay mid and contest it, but right here I would honestly just push up. You should tell your jungler to path up top lane. And just try to kill the Sion and get the tower. Just pressure the tower, right? At this point in the game you don't want to farm, you just want to try to break objectives. That should be your goal. Because you should be... Also your farm is pretty bad, you should be sitting at like 170 or like 150 at least. That should be your goal. Oh wait, oh! Your TP? I mean, the TP is decent. Where is your W? Where is your W? I mean, the teleport is decent. His Q should be up, I think. Yeah, he is going in, but you need to throw out your W here. That is your best initiation tool. Put it down like here. Use your W around here. Before you go in and you can get a good stun off, and even get a shield, because if you would have gotten the shield there, you would have survived long enough for Rammus to come. And you could have ulted. I don't know why you didn't ult. Just a misplay overall. I think the initiation is pretty good, because Rammus is coming. But you just misplay that. Not using W and not using your ult to get away. Dragon is spawning. Once again, you should just go top lane. You could just tell your jungler to drop that. I mean, both plays works, but I would just prioritize top lane. Both for Rift Herald and the top lane tower, you know. So, not a big fan of prioritizing Cloud Rake here instead. You know, take a little bit of leadership and just go like, let's break the last outer tower top lane and go for Rift Herald, essentially. That's all you have to tell your team. They will, most of the times, they will actually listen. Because solo queue is like, it's just a bunch of headless chickens running around. And they need like someone to lead them. They need someone to tell them like, okay, let's go here, let's go here. Otherwise, people are just gonna go on autopilot. So most of the times, people will actually listen to. If someone makes a call, they will most of the times just listen. So yeah, I would just focus top lane. Yeah. Because of the Rift Herald now it's gone, so... Good! I like that. That's good. But once again, no pink wards. No pink wards still. You should just sell your Dark Seal and get pink wards. Like, pink wards are so much better. Think about this. You get a map pack for 75 gold. What does Dark Seal give you? It gives you like a little bit more damage. Barely. I mean, nah. I mean, sure. I mean, you're an assassin. You want to do a lot of damage, so the extra damage is pretty cool. But map packs, right? Why the fuck not? I don't like this. At the same time, I do for some reason. I don't know. But let's look top lane. If they're low, they're not. I don't know. You're prioritizing wrong. You should just go. You should have been top lane much earlier and just try to break that turret and go for Herald instead of I don't know, jerking off in the bot lane for some reason. Because right now you're missing out like a big power spike for Ekko, right? Oh well, not really, because you're built like I don't know what. Is that support Ekko? I don't really know. You're not assassin Ekko at least, so think about that. If you would have had Protobelt, a Lichbane, and maybe a Zonias or something instead. At the same time, those items are a lot more expensive. But let's say you would have had a Protobelt and Lichbane and maybe like half a Zonias. I think you would have been able to done so much more. Also, your farm is pretty terrible. Not gonna lie. You should push this up and then look to a play a bot lane. You should not push this. No. You're only looking for kills right now. It's true that you're pretty strong, but you should just try to find as much vision in the enemy jungle as possible. For example, they have a pink here that you're missing out. And you haven't bought a pink still. Once again, you sell your Dark Seal and get more pinks. I mean, here's the thing though, because you're looking for kills at all times, and then you do like a meh all in, and they chunk you to half HP, and at this point it's like, okay, I can't really go for a fight because I'm at half HP. What you should have done, let's go back like to when you start pushing bot lane. It's a bit earlier, like here. Yeah, here. So you push up the wave, I think this is good. Now you wanna go bot lane, now you wanna... you don't have your sensor up, but you can just go into an enemy jungle, try to find some wards, put down some wards, you know, and set up for a play in mid instead. You can't teamfight right now, but you should try and find some pinks, because you should know that Anivia is on her way down. She's not on the map anywhere, so you could expect her to come bot lane, and you can't push versus Anivia. Then you do this, which is okay. You see the Q come out, you should try to dodge this with your E and not like go all in like that. I dislike that. And now they are in a better position to counter the push mid. I mean... Dead. Never mind. You could have maybe killed her. Never mind. You could not kill her. Because your item build is just really weird. Yeah. It's a free dragon, but... I mean, no. You should tell your team that, like... I think it's good that you go for Dragon, but you need to realize here that like they can do Baron super easily. You need to tell your team like that you're gonna split push, but they need to go to Baron, right? You need to tell your team this. You should know this. As soon as Baron spawns, your bot lane has to be like your jungler and your your jungler and your bottom lane duo needs to be at the top side. Once the Baron spawns, they have to be at the top side of the map so they can counter it. You need like 3 members to try and counter it. You have teleport, so it's fine. Swain also has teleport, so it's fine. But if your bottom lane is not close to the Baron, then it's dangerous, right? So you should know this by this point. When you're gold, you should know this. I'm not sure what is going on in the game right now. Wait, they couldn't take Baron? What the hell? I think Rammus was able to stop it for some reason. Once again, tell Ashe she can't be bot lane right now. She can't be bot lane. Wow. Really? Whose calls was this? Who actually made this call? I think I can tell by the replay that you're gonna get this, but whenever you start Baron and becomes a 50-50, it's a bad call. Because if the enemy jungler has an opportunity to steal, you lose. Oh, sorry, you don't lose, but I mean, it's an unnecessary risk, so to say. I mean, why not just try to set up a fight instead? And once you get a kill, you can go for Baron. And once you try to go to Baron, you can get another catch, and the Baron becomes even more free instead of doing this. You don't even sweep. I mean, you don't have sweeper up, but like Janna sweeper up. There are no pinks in the Baron pit. You're doing this blind, essentially. You're not... I mean... This is so risky. Now, I can see by the replay that you're gonna get this, but... I honestly think... I'm gonna be 100% honest. I think the Syra DC'd. Because what she could have done is stand on the wall, and she has flash up. She could flash over and try to go for a steal. I think that the only reason why you could take this uncontested is because Syra DC'd. Next question, how did you die in the fight? Okay, so you start. Oh yeah, you overstay. I think you played the fight well, but you should have just ulted out earlier, I think. And not greed for the damage. Because if you live here, the fight would have been so much more clean. Yep. Once again, ask yourself, what is the objective? You have Baron up, they have one second tier turret left, which is top lane, so I think you should just go top lane. But also let's check for the dragon, it's a mountain drake. So what you could do is you can tell your team to group top lane, take the tower, and then you rotate down bot lane, take the dragon, for instance. You need to be more communicative with your team, because once again, otherwise they're just gonna run around like headless chickens, and you don't want that. So tell your team to group top lane, take that tower, and go to dragon afterwards. It's not very easy. It's like 2 chat messages. Okay, that was weird. Like, why? This is a feeling that I have about like gold and below, even like high gold levels. People just turn the game into an ARAM, and this is bad. This tower is super free. This tower is not super free because this is actually relatively easy to defend. Just go top lane, take the free tower, go bot lane, take the dragon, and while you're doing that, they might overstep and you can get a catch, and if you get the catch, then it will be easier to like break these towers. Remember that they have an Anivia, who has a lot of wave clear. They have a Caitlyn who has decent amount of wave clear with the Shiv. They have a Syra, also a lot of wave clear. Even Cyan has a lot of wave clear, to be honest. You're not gonna break a tower by just standing mid in this situation. You feel me? And now I don't know what you're doing. This is bad. Like, why? Because they are dumb. Oh my god, how did that even work? And now Ash is dead. I don't know what is going on. I really don't know what the fuck is going on. 0 objectives. No. You used ult, right, to try and take the dragon. This fight should not happen at all. I think it's good that you get the dragon, but you should not fight after you use your ult, because you're both with no ult. You guys have invested resources into taking the dragon, they have not, so the fight is theirs, to be honest, so... Once again, top lane is a free tower. Just take the free tower and, like, be good with it. Because you guys are giving them a chance to come back. I think you failed to use your ult again. I mean, you get a good flank. But you're jumping right into their CC. And as Ekko, you need to be aware of what CDs they have up and don't have up. So you can dodge the CC and get a good ult off. Otherwise, I think you're playing the fight pretty okay. You know what? I just feel I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here. Actually, I'm gonna stop the review here because I can already see what you're doing wrong. Let's just look at some fights here. Another fight here. I mean, you're just zoning out the AD carry. This is really good. A good fight. And then another fight here. I mean, yeah. I mean, once again, I think you're doing a very good job at team fighting. I think this is definitely your strength, to be honest. Let's see, they are doing Elder. Your team is doing Elder. You're getting another good flank in here. Swaying the ice. You should block the Sion, but it doesn't really matter. Wait, you died? Okay, so you're playing with one less member on your team. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, a lot of Echoes, and I think you're one of them, thinks that they are invincible because they have their ult up, but they have so much CC. So, if you go in before the Rammus, of course they're gonna focus you, and they're gonna focus you with CC and you're just gonna die. So I think that initiate is actually pretty bad. But let's skip ahead. For some reason, Ash is able to get kills here. Okay, so you're fighting Baron, you're getting kills. And with the kills, you go mid. I mean, yeah, you reach late game and then you start forcing a lot of objectives and you're able to get some good fights in by the looks of it. You have even sold items. You have even sold items in the late game because you do realize yourself that you don't have enough damage. Why not just build more damage early on and have a lot more impactful mid game, right? Or at least the mid game. Yeah, now we just win, right? Our carries are dead, so yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna end the VOD review here. What you need to think about is improving your farming numbers. You need to look up. You need to look at probuilds.net and see what the pros are building. I discussed about roaming because, like, you need to do a lot more fake roams. And I explained it. You need to focus a lot more on your early game. I explained as well, like, there's a guy called Midbeast. I will link the video to you. So you know how you should be playing Ekko in the early game. Let's see, fake roams, do some actual roams. I think you're doing some very bad roams as well. Where you step on wards and then you still try to go for the gank, which is really weird. You're playing team fights really well, but you need to remember to look for the enemy CC and jump in when they use, like, for example, in this situation, if Syra uses her E or Anivia uses her Q, that is like a go button and you can go in and try to kill them. What else? I said farming numbers, I believe. I think I said so, yeah. Oh yeah, objectives. You were running around and not really doing anything. Be a lot more communicative with your team and tell them exactly what to do. A good thumb of rule is that first you look at the towers, Let's say that in this situation, your team had taken the mid first tier tower and the first tier tower in the bottom lane, and they had their first tier tower up at top lane. So that is an objective that you want to take because it's the last outer turret. At the same time, the dragon is spawning. So here you need to tell your team like, okay, let's go dragon. Then we go herald, and then we can take top lane. That is how you want to play it when you are ahead in the game, which you were. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna upload the VOD review, and I hope you have learned something from this. And have a good.